First one is eggplant wrapped in pork with miso sauce. Cut the eggplant into small, thin stripes. It depends on the size of the meat, so you can change it to your liking, but as small as possible takes less time to cook. Prepare thinly sliced pork. Cut pork into lengths long enough to wrap around eggplant. Pork can be a little thicker. Sprinkle salt and pepper. And just a little bit of flour. Wrap the eggplant like this. A little flour will keep the meat from flaking off the eggplant. It's ready to fry. Over the pan. Rotate with tongs so that the entire surface is lightly cooked. Pour sake. To soften the eggplant, steam it over low heat about 3 minutes. If there is no sake, add a little water. While steaming, make the miso sauce. Put mirin, miso paste, ginger paste, and sugar. Mix well. Add soy sauce as a secret ingredient. I'll check the meat when the sauce is ready. The eggplant will take a little longer, so cook for another 3 minutes. Cook with a different side down than before. Now that the eggplant seems to be cooked well, add the sauce. Stir to coat the meat with the sauce. Heat for a few minutes until the miso paste has cooked down. Sweet and salty miso sauce and juicy eggplant and meat go great together. Next one is sweet and sour chicken. First, cut green bell pepper. You can use other color of bell pepper too. Cut onion. I got this seasonal onion. They seem to have more water than regular onions. And cut carrot as well. This dish is often made with fried pork in Japan, but today I decided to use chicken. It's healthier and easier. Fry onions and carrots first to soften them. Coating with oil makes it taste even better. When softened, add bell pepper. Fry the peppers briefly to preserve their crunchy texture. Once the peppers are cooked, remove them from the pan. Next, cook the chicken. Brown the chicken skin. In the meantime, make the sauce. Put ketchup, rice vinegar, sugar, soy sauce, and potato starch. Mix well. If potato starch is added to the sauce here, there is no need to make potato starch water soluble separately later. When chicken is fully cooked, return vegetable to the pot. Sauce is also added. Fry over high heat for 2 minutes to thoroughly cook the potato starch. It will thicken nicely. A delicious and appetizing chicken dish that goes well with rice is ready to serve. Next one is broccoli and egg salad with oyster mayo. First, put the eggs in boiling water and cook them to the desired consistency. In my case, I like the yolks to remain just a little soft, so I boil them for 9 minutes. Cut the broccoli into bite-sized pieces. It's easier to get a good flavor later if you cut smaller pieces. I wanna add chikuwa, boiled fish paste. You can skip it, or adding crab sticks is also great. Add a pinch of salt to boiling water. And boil broccoli. It took about a minute to soften. After discarding the hot water, allow it to cool and remove the water thoroughly with paper towels. Eggs are placed in ice water after 9 minutes. Shell and cut into small pieces. Once all the ingredients are in the bowl, season them with mayonnaise and oyster sauce. Adding katsuobushi dried bonito flakes makes it more flavorful and tasty. You can substitute dashi powder, or you can skip it. Mayonnaise and oyster sauce is an unusual combination, but it was insanely delicious. It will taste a little like okonomiyaki. It was a little bland, so I added mayonnaise and salt and pepper. Mix well. The salad turned out to be very satisfying. Next one is fried shrimp and komatsuna with garlic miso. First, I chop komatsuna, Japanese mustard spinach. Other leafy greens such as spinach can be substituted. Prepare the sauce before frying. Put miso paste, mirin, sake, and sugar. Mix well. Next, fry shrimp in sesame oil or other oil. Add salt and pepper and garlic powder. It's actually better to slice fresh garlic and roast it together here, but today I'll substitute garlic powder. You can also add garlic paste to miso sauce in advance. When the shrimp change color, add komatsuna. Stir fry for a minute or so first, as the stems are tougher. Then add the leafy part. Finally, add the miso sauce. Stir fry the ingredient to soak up the miso sauce. Delicious miso sauce full of shrimp flavor. Might be good as a sauce for spaghetti. Next one is crispy fried lotus root. Peel and thinly slice the lotus root. If you don't have lotus root, use carrots, mushrooms, or other vegetables that could be made into tempura. I think eggplant should be good too. In a mixing bowl, put soy sauce, mirin, grated ginger, grated garlic, and chicken stock powder. Mix well and toss the lotus root with the sauce. Simply frying vegetables as they are is fine, but if you season them in this way, they become incredibly tasty. When you are done seasoning the lotus root, prepare the flour and potato starch. I'm putting half tablespoon of each, but I plan to put in 1 to 1.5 tablespoon each. I put in less for some reason. It was delicious even with this little flour, but if you add a little more flour and potato starch, it will be even crispier. Shaking it in a plastic bag to coat the powder is a neat way to do this. All that remains is to fry them in oil. Fry on both sides until golden brown. Please try to fry various ingredients in this way. It should be delicious. My husband ate this with aonori, dried green seaweed, sprinkled on top. Next one is okra and yam salad with Japanese plum. Okra has small hairs on the surface, so rub salt into the okra before boiling. After rubbing the salt into the okra, let it stand for a minute before cooking. Boil okra for about 2 minutes, holding it down with chopsticks as it floats. After discarding the hot water, let it cool and wipe off the water with paper towel. This is Japanese yam. It's a sticky potato that can be eaten raw. Grated and served over rice with dashi or soy sauce is also a popular way to eat it. It's also very tasty cut into thin stripes like this and eaten as a salad. You can enjoy its crispy texture. Cut okra into small pieces, taking off the stems. If you do not have okra or yam, you can make it with cucumber or daikon radish. Pickled plums, umeboshi are a very good addition. Remove seeds and cut into small pieces. Put everything in a bowl and season them with dashi powder, sugar, soy sauce, rice vinegar, sesame oil, and white sesame seeds. My husband loved it, saying it was refreshing and very tasty. It can be stored in the fridge for 2 to 3 days. When eaten the next day, it tastes even better with the flavors. Next one is carrot and crab sticks refreshing mayo salad. First, cut Komatsuna into small pieces and shred carrot. You can substitute other vegetables suitable for salad. Fry carrot in sesame oil. When it's almost cooked, add Komatsuna stem and leaf. Of course, the seasonings I'm about to introduce can be used on raw vegetables. We often make side dishes like this because we like the taste of cooked vegetables better as they are easier on the stomach. Today I use mayonnaise, so I let the stir-fried vegetable cool down a bit before using them. When cold, add the crab sticks. It's also delicious with tuna instead. Put rice vinegar, soy sauce, sesame oil, mayonnaise, sugar, and ground sesame. Ground sesame seeds are delicious even when added in large quantities. Adjust to your taste. Mix well. We made a delicious salad with beautiful colors. Next one is Chikuzenni, simmered chicken and vegetables. This dish is very famous in Japan and is a meal often prepared at home. It's also known as a standard New Year's dish. Carrots are made pretty. This dish has a lot of ingredients. Let's cut shiitake mushrooms, konnyaku. Boil konnyaku before using for 1 to 2 minutes to remove its distinctive odor. Cut bamboo shoot. It soaks up the flavor and becomes very tasty. It's my husband's favorite. Slice the burdock, gobo, and lotus root. The characteristic of this dish is to include various kinds of root vegetables. If it's difficult to obtain these vegetables, you can substitute potato and daikon. Cut the chicken into bite-sized pieces. This also becomes tender and really tasty when cooked. First, cook the chicken until the surface is just browned. Add a little oil as needed. No need to cook it completely as it will be simmered later. Next, add a little oil and fry the root vegetables. Stir frying chicken and root vegetables together transfers their aroma to the oil and makes them tastier. Stir fry the vegetables until the oil is coated throughout and the surface of the vegetable is slightly transparent. Then add the rest of ingredients, bamboo shoot, konjac, and shiitake mushrooms. After lightly frying, add water and dashi powder. If you have dashi soup stock, it's even better. Add soy sauce, sake, mirin, and sugar. Mix well. Root vegetables and bamboo shoot take time to soak up the flavors, so the trick is to cook them slowly over low heat. Cover and cook over low heat for 3 minutes. Mix thoroughly during the process to evenly distribute the flavors. Simmer 3 more minutes. Finally, we want to add some green color, so we prepare snap peas. Trim the snap peas and cut into small pieces. Add a pinch of salt and boil them. After 6 minutes of simmering, remove the lid and continue to simmer until the liquid is reduced. When the liquid has reached this amount, it's ready to serve. This would also last a couple of days in the fridge. It's a staple of Japanese cuisine, so you gotta try it. Next one is corn and potato tempura. First, mince green onion. This is a must, as the green onion in tempura are truly amazingly delicious. Cut potatoes into small cubes. Cut into small for quick frying. Add canned corn, flour, potato starch, and water. Mix well. Too much powder will make it sticky, too little will make it lose its cohesion, and this balance is important. Please try using the same amount as in the recipe. It's easier to do this if you use 2 spoons and drop them like this into the oil. Press gently with a spoon to form the dough so that it does not fall apart. Once in the oil, let stand for 2 minutes without touching. Turn over and fry for 2 minutes. I fried both sides for another minute each. Fry until the surface is just slightly charred and it's done. It tastes even better with soy sauce, mentsuyu, or a little salt. The last one is simmered kabocha with minced pork. First, cut kabocha squash into small pieces. Be careful, it's hard. I think other types of squash can be substituted. Put the minced meat in a pot and cook it. This time I used minced pork. Put grated ginger and sake. Fry until the color changes. Kabocha squash is often cooked without meat to make a side dish, but when made with meat in this way, it transforms into a very satisfying dish. Add kabocha here. Put water, dashi powder. This time I used kombu dashi powder. Put soy sauce, sugar, and sake. Stir gently and cook until kabocha is soft. Drop a piece of aluminum foil directly on kabocha to cover it entirely. This will allow the flavors to soak in more easily. When the kabocha is cooked, thicken it. I could add potato starch here, but I made these kabocha too soft and they seem to fall apart if I stir the soup. So place kabocha on the plate. Mix potato starch with water and pour into the soup. Warm over high heat for 2 minutes and it's done. Pour the meat over the kabocha to complete the dish. Thanks for watching the video to the end. Which dish is your favorite? I hope you will give it a try.